I am 78 years old, and if you walked into my house today, you would say, I am a successful man. The floors are clean, the furniture is expensive, there is not a single thing out of place. My whole life, I thought that was the goal. Order, control, discipline. I thought control was the same thing as character. I believed that if I could just master my urges, if I could just swallow my wants, if I could just say no to myself enough times, I would win a prize at the end. I thought I would earn peace. I thought I would earn respect. I didn't earn peace. I earned silence. And now, sitting at this kitchen table, the same table I've had for 25 years, I realize the terrible truth. I spent my life holding my breath, waiting for the right time to exhale, but the air is gone, and I am the only one left in the room. I wasn't born this way. That's what I need you to understand. When I was 20, I felt everything. I was on fire. I wanted to travel. I played the guitar until my fingers bled. I wanted to touch people, to laugh loud enough to turn heads in a restaurant. But somewhere, I learned a lie. I learned that wanting too much made people uncomfortable. I remember my father telling me, don't be foolish, be steady. So I learned to swallow it. I treated my emotions like a wild dog that needed to be caged. I got married at 24. Her name was Sarah. She wasn't the love of my life, not at first. She was the sensible choice. Everyone approved. My parents, my boss, my neighbors. I looked at my marriage like a good investment, safe, predictable. There were moments where I could have chosen passion. I remember a woman I met at a conference in 1978. We talked for 6 hours straight. The air between us was electric. My chest hurt with how much I wanted to just grab her hand, but I didn't. I stepped back. I adjusted my tie. I went to my hotel room alone. I told myself, you are doing the honorable thing. You are a man of control. I felt proud of that denial. I didn't know then that denial is just a slow way of dying. Work became my hiding place. The office loved my control. They paid me for it. Long hours? No problem. Missed holidays? Of course, I wore my self-control like a uniform. At home, I became a ghost. Sarah would ask me, "What are you thinking?" And I would say, "Nothing." It wasn't a lie. I had trained myself not to think about what I wanted, because if I thought about it, I might do something reckless, like take a vacation without a plan, or kiss my wife in the kitchen for no reason. When our children were born, I doubled down. I thought being a father meant being a statue, strong, unmoving. I provided the money. I paid the mortgage. But I never got down on the floor to play. That felt undignified. I stopped playing the guitar. I put it in the attic in 1985 because it felt childish. I stopped calling my old friends because they talked about dreams, and dreams were dangerous. I told myself, this is adulthood. This is stability. This is winning. But I wasn't winning. I was disappearing. The years didn't explode. They just evaporated. Sarah and I became courteous roommates. We talked about the grocery list. We talked about the weather. We never talked about the loneliness sitting between us on the sofa, because talking about loneliness requires honesty, and honesty feels like a loss of control. Then came the diagnosis. Sarah got cancer, pancreatic, fast, brutal. The disease didn't care how controlled our life was. It didn't care that we had savings. I took care of her. I was efficient. I made sure she had the best doctors. I was the perfect controlled husband. But 3 days before she died, she woke up in the hospital bed. She looked smaller than I had ever seen her. She took my hand, her skin was so thin, and she whispered 6 words that shattered my entire life. She said, "I wish we had been braver." She didn't say, "I love you." She didn't say, "Thank you." She said she wished we had been braver. She closed her eyes, and 2 days later, she was gone. After the funeral, I came back to this house. It was quiet, perfectly quiet, just the way I always wanted it, and I screamed. I screamed until my throat bled. I went to the attic and found my old guitar. It was covered in dust. The strings were rusted. I tried to play a chord, but my fingers were too stiff. I had forgotten the music. I realized then that control hadn't saved me. It had robbed me. I had avoided mistakes, yes. I had avoided scandal, but I had also avoided life. My children come to visit me now. They are polite. They respect me, but they don't know me. How could they? I never showed them who I was. I only showed them the mask. They leave as soon as they can, and I don't blame them. Who wants to sit in a room with a statue? I am 78 years old. People talk about regret like it's a sharp pain. It isn't. Regret is a dull, heavy blanket that you have to sleep under every single night. I am grateful I provided. I am grateful I didn't hurt people recklessly, but I mourn the man I could have been, the man who played the guitar, the man who kissed his wife with passion, the man who took the messy, uncontrolled road. If you are listening to this, and you are holding yourself back, please listen to an old man who made the mistake for you. Control is a lie. Life is not meant to be managed. It is meant to be felt. Don't be so afraid of making a mistake that you forget to make a memory. Don't wait until the house is empty to realize that the noise was the best part. My wife was right. We should have been braver. Be brave, please, before the silence is the only thing you have left.